In this video, we're going to take that three-step process of leading with the heart, keeping the hips back and head lifted, and learn how to use it in just some really practical movements like standing, walking, sitting, getting up from the ground, and getting down to the ground. Hi, I'm LILA Gonzalez, and I'm the author of The Reinvented Woman, the best ways to enjoy life to the fullest without sacrificing your femininity. And I work with divorced women and help them get present in their bodies, let go of the emotions around the stigma of divorce, and reconnect with the person that they truly are inside. Have you ever thought you wanted to have better posture, or somebody told you to have better posture, or stand straight, or walk better? Or have you ever just wanted a new way to move that feels better to your body? Well, I'm going to give it to you right now. First things first, you start with the heart, just like we learned. Hips back, second step, head lifted. So how do we apply that in standing? First off, instead of keeping your knees straight, arms bent, opposite, knees bent, arms straight. Why? Because the tendency is we keep our legs straight and elbows bent almost all the time. So we're just opposing that tendency. Hips back, heart full, head lifted, straight arms. So when you're standing, just keep a little bit of a bend in your knees and straight arms. And then that lets more energy flow through. You're not so stiff and straight in your legs. You let more energy flow through. Also, big thing, not so much heel pressure, not so much weight in your heels, much more weight in the front of your foot, just like an animal would do when they walk. They put the front of their foot down first, not the heel first, but the front of your foot. And you'll notice when you see people from a psychological and emotional standpoint, if they stand really straight and rigid, they tend to not be quite as happy and not as joyful, not as full, not as radiant. When people are looser in their bodies, have a little bit of a bend in their knees, let themselves sway a little bit, more spring in their step by walking in the front of their foot. So if you want more confidence in your life, if you want to create more success in your life, if you want to have a more positive attitude and be more productive as you move forward, you don't have to stand so static. You can stand in a more dynamic, open, and fluid posture, just even as you stand there. More weight on the front of your feet, knees bent, hips back, heart full, arms forward, head lifted. Then you can take that same posture and walk with it. You go toes first, then the mounds, then the heels of your feet. Toes first, then the mounds, then the heels of your feet. One more time, toes first, then the mounds, then the heels of your feet. It takes practice. This is mindful movement. We're actually deciding how we want to take our bodies through space. Instead of taking the heel down first, you'll see people that walk like this. They're pretty not happy. People that walk like this are happier. They have more confidence. They feel more positive in their life, and they're more likely to have success because they're leading with their feet, the front of their feet. They're not hesitating with their toes as they go forward. Okay, third thing, so now we learned how to stand, how to walk. Now we're going to learn how to sit. You can use the same posture, full heart, leading with it, hips back, head lifted as you sit. So even if you work at a computer, if you're sitting at your dinner table with your family, instead of just closing off the belly, rounding down, sitting down on your butt, lead with the heart. Same thing. So we lead with the heart. We keep the heart lifted, head lifted. Heart goes first, hips go back, head lifted. Then you sit down on your thigh bone, your hamstrings, and your bum, your glutes go back behind you. You don't sit on your butt and tuck your tailbone. You take your bum back behind you and sit on your hamstrings. Your hips will tilt so that the front bones go down, your tailbone goes up as you sit down. And then as you're sitting, you can even take your glutes, widen them so you sit more on your hamstrings, more on your legs, less on your butt. Get your butt back behind you. What that does is it protects your low back. It also tells your body that you're not resting, that you're awake. This is an awake position. So bum back, heart is full, Head is still lifted at the horizon. If you do computer work, make sure your computer screen is right at the horizon, not down, closing off the front of your throat and belly, not up, letting the back of your neck crunch, but right at the horizon. Heart's full, hips back, head lifted. One more thing here. As you sit, try not to keep your heels down. When your heels are down, you're telling your body it's in park. It's time for sleep. It's time for rest. When you have your heels lifted just slightly, like there's a quarter or two underneath of it, real slight lift in the heels, your whole body, your back body lights up and it knows that you're awake and you are ready for life. You're not in park, you're in drive. In order to get up from your seat, lead with the heart, hips back, heart full. Lower your heels, lead with the heart, hips back, head full, or head lifted. Heart full, hips back, heels lift, head stays lifted the whole time. Don't let your head just fall. Lift your head up. Heart leads, hips back, head up. And then you can practice this. It takes time. You'll notice you'll get to a point and your bum will want to go crash, but you stick it way back to set it down and stay full, confident, and lead your life with more positivity and success. Now, we will learn how to get up and down from the earth without harming your low back. You get up and down from the earth quite often over your life. If you do it the same way over and over and over, you may harm yourself over time. So some easy ways to get up and down from the earth. Wide step first. Heart full, hips back, head lifted. Heart leads the way, hips go back, head stays lifted. Touch down, lift up, touch down, lift up. One more time, touch down. Then set your knees back behind you. Heart stays full, hips stay back, head stays lifted. Then to get up from the earth, wide leg, heart stays full, hips stay back, head lifted. Hips back, lift up. Step in. One more time that way. Wide leg, heart full, hips back, head lifted, touch down, knees back, heart stays full, belly long, hips back, head lifted. Getting up, wide leg, hips go back, heart stays lifted, mindful movement as you come up, protecting your spine, keeping yourself open and confident, even as you get up and down from the earth. One more way to get up and down from the earth. Shorten lunge, right leg forward. Instead of your back leg being really far back and straight, bring your left leg forward so it's nice, both knees bent. Heart forward, hips back, head lifted as you come down. Other foot comes back. Keep your hips back, heart full, head lifted, touch down. Heart full, hips back, head lifted as you come up. Right toes forward, hips back. Left knee lifts. Use your glutes to propel your heart forward. And switch sides, right toes back. Heart full, hips back, head lifted as you softly come down. Left toes back. Heart stays full, hips back, head lifted, coming to all fours. And then to lift up, heart full, hips back, left toes forward. Here's the trick. Right knee lifts, hips back, propel your heart forward. So how is that for an easy way to walk, sit, stand, and even get up and down from the earth? I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, I'm going to give you a really sweet morning practice that you can do at home that will help you open up your body. You'll feel more fluid, and you'll also feel more dynamic, which means you can make more movement in your life as you take on the day. Lila Gonzalez here. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me, lilagonzalez.com. Many blessings, friends. Namaste.